Good morning, Steve here. And you can just state a few things out loud if you wish to. This is a video on a healing field that has just been set up and is ready for us to begin releasing and integrating the energies of the event for ourselves and for the world. Because as we release and integrate the energy of the event for ourselves, we affect the world. For sure, our world, if not everyone's world. It's been a powerful day already, and I made a Mayan calendar reading video last night and a tarot card reading last night, and then scheduled them to be published today. I'm getting just so I'm becoming such a influencer, YouTube influencer, with a wife who says, you're going to do something about your hair before you get in front of your computer. I said, yeah, I was thinking of doing that. It was kind of like, it's not easy being an influencer. Well, actually, I take that back. It is easy being an influencer. It's maybe more difficult, or can be seen as more difficult, to influence people in the direction they're already going. Hopefully, that is a useful direction for them in their soul journey. Okay, so let's just go through the routine. State out loud. I connect to the observational healing field. And so this is a field within the observational healing field. So this is an observational healing field within the world observational healing field. This is a specific field for today, although it could be used at any time and one would get effects from it because it just works differently in the larger arena than it does in this world as we perceive it, because as we perceive it differently, it works differently. This is my growing understanding. Okay, so we're connected to this observational healing field for today. On a soul level, we've gone back to the event and are releasing and integrating the energy of the event for ourselves. We're back there with thousands of souls who are also releasing and integrating this energy of this event for themselves. We have the higher self assisting us to release and integrate all energies of the event gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm already beginning to feel some energetics that are happening as a result of being back at this field, so I'm going to go through the process of making these statements out loud and noticing what effect they have when we make them. So, first one is, I connect to my deep self. And those of you who know this process can just state it when I state it. I connect to my higher self. I connect to my highest self. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. And I open myself to the healing power of the sneeze. And I open myself to the healing power of the one. I choose to let go of anything not useful to me now. And I choose to work with the Hathors. Okay, we're in a field of protection within this world healing field that we're working with for today. I'm going to go ahead and call in Arlen, my guide Arlen. Just because things go better with Arlen. I mean, they don't go so bad with me, but they go better with Arlen. And yeah, so I invite Arlen in. Welcome. I think Stephen was planning on making this video this morning so he could talk about his experiences. And they might be useful to talk about, but they might be useful for me to talk about them in relationship to him. Because he took a large leap today into experiencing things as I've been suggesting that he could experience them, and then he actually did experience them in that way today. So he's in a very different place. And his body's in a very different place as a result of what he did earlier. And we're going to do more of that. So he made it through, if you're thinking of it as making it through, if you're thinking of it as learning to be in yourself, then there is no making it through. There's only becoming more of yourself. So what he did earlier, for about 2.5 hours, he remained present with a feeling that he was experiencing upon coming out of the dream world. And it was a feeling that he was very aware of, having been there his whole life. And whether it was an experience, this is his wondering, is this experience that he carried into this life, or was this experience that occurred once he was in this body? And I would answer him yes. This was the energetics of multiple levels of his ancestry, as well as his experiences from this life in which these energetics occurred again, which is very often what will occur. We'll have a, let's just call it a memory storage unit, which, okay, in this reality, there are these storage units that you pay a monthly fee to keep stuff in that you're not immediately using. But you're not willing to let it go quite yet. So you put it in a storage unit. And Stephen has done this a number of times. But the body also, this is a metaphor, but it's also true of the body, that the body is, on many levels, a memory storage unit. And so when you go to the external storage unit and you open it up and you go in and you're looking for something, so you start going through boxes that have stuff in them. And all of the stuff in the boxes, or much of the stuff in the boxes, may trigger off memories of events related to that thing that's being stored. Now, what we've been suggesting for a very long time, now this is not, he's not going to feel bad about this because he knows this is true. This is not, I'm talking about him as if he isn't here. But there have been certain things that we've been trying to help him to understand. And here has been an issue with Stephen that you find may be an issue with you as well, is that you think that you understand something when you understand it with your mind. Now, I've spoken about this before. You get it, you get the construct of it in your mind, and you think you get it. And you do get it with your mind. It's kind of like you get the idea of a storage unit, that it's a place where people store stuff. They're not willing to give up quite yet, or they're not in need of using it at this time. But maybe you've never stored stuff in a storage unit. So when you go and see someone else's, maybe you go to a storage unit with someone else and you wonder, why is the person keeping this? I mean, what's... Now you understand us. So we're the ones who help you look at what you're holding on to and whether or not it's going to have any value whatsoever in the world you're moving into. And we'll just tell you right now, in this very moment, that nothing that you believe in is going to be of value in the world in which you're moving to. The things you believe in are constructs. Constructs are things which are made up, and beliefs are constructs that were made up out of an unresolved event from the past that has emotions stored with it. None of the beliefs, none of the constructs, none of the thought forms that have been made up and have emotional content are of any value other than having the memory of having had the experience of releasing them. Because the memory of releasing these emotions from these constructs is a movement. I was going to say forward, but it's not necessarily a movement forward, it's a movement within, where things that were not moving are beginning to move. And one could think, oh, this reminds me of the sometimes it's referred to as a hamster wheel, which is a little, it's a wheel that spins around and I think is meant to give the hamster some exercise when they're in a container where they can't get a lot of exercise, much like many humans. But this may appear or make you imagine a hamster wheel. But what's happening here is an energy storage unit that's not holding the energies trapped, but is allowing the energies to move, which is what the energies want to do. So when those energies start moving, they oftentimes are like a bird in flight. They start moving, they move a little faster, they move a little faster, they take off. And they move into the circulation system of the field of energy. So they become a larger movement of energy. And all of these energies that have been held onto are not energies that are participating in the change. They're participating in holding on to a world that, attempting to hold on to a world that is changing. So when we stop doing that, when we stop holding on to the world that we know, that we may not like, but we know it, when we stop holding on to the energies of that world, then that world can begin to change. That's the process of healing. And Stephen did that. It's not that he hasn't done it in the past, but he did it in the present today by being present and not attempting to change things, but being present with these things as they changed. That was the difference. And they changed, and they've continued to change, and they just changed a bit more. So there can be more said about this, but the main takeaway, I think, that term, the main takeaway might be this: it's useful to move out of the office related to the storage unit and go unlock the door of the storage unit and go inside and release all the energies that are in the storage unit. Gently and easily, with no resistance. That's what we're suggesting. And that's the healing session for today. The last bit of it is we ask the interdimensional being, Thoth and Ra, Deep Self, Higher Self, our Soul Ray group, to assist all the souls who went back to the event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event, and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time with all of its wisdom, power, clarity, compassion, curiosity, and kindness. I would ask all those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies that we agreed to bring into the earth at this time. And we would ask that these new energies be brought in now. And yes, that is a lot of energy coming in. And we would ask that these new energies be activated and that they serve in the highest good for everyone who is affected by them. We let the universe and beyond know that this has been done and that it's good. And now must go.